I started watching Gary Vee around when I started watching Joe Rogan, which is probably sophomore, junior year of high school, 2014 ish. So 6 years ago, 7 years ago ish. And so I was watching Daily V, and he was in this like kind of glass office. It was just a table in there with a chair, and he didn't have this memorabilia on the walls and all that stuff. And I would watch him, and not that I would do nothing, but I wouldn't do that much. Like I was putting out my podcast, I was, putting out a little bit of content here and there, but I wasn't just kind of blindly following his advice, nor did I really follow it that much. And so I'll fast forward, right? I'm still watching his content, and 5 years go by or whatever. And my friend, this kid, my friend Derek Fry, he hits me up and he goes, "Hey man, Gary's gonna be at his dad's liquor store next week or in 3 days or whenever it was. Do you want to go with me? Let's go meet him." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." Because he was on his wine library text. The
Okay.
text said that we're doing a meet and greet. So we show up like an hour early. We're like scheming, like, where is he going to be? Where is he going to go? Because it's a 3-story. I mean, it's a massive wine store if you've ever been there. It's huge. And it really is wine library. I mean, there's a lot of booze in there. And so we were, plotting, scheming, waiting. So we wait. We're like, he's going to do this right here. We see him walk in with D-Rock. He's right there, right? So he goes in the back. He comes in. We get in line. We're like 60th in line. Go through the entire line. And D-Rock goes, "Hey, sorry, man. You can't ask him a question. You can only take a picture. If you want to ask a question, you got to wait in line again." So I'm like, all right. So I take the picture. I shake his hand. "Thanks. I'll be right back." So I go to the back of the line again. Now I'm 100th in line. Go through the whole line again. I get back to D-Rock. "All right, D-Rock, I'm going to ask him a question." I waited in line twice. He was like, "All right, cool." So I think I got D-Rock's email too. You got to get that little finesse. But so I go to, my friend asks a question first because he's a car detailer, right? He goes, "Gary, I want to detail your car." He's like, "I don't even have a car. What are you talking about? I don't even have a car." Like he goes on this rant about how he doesn't have a car. It's the funniest perfect Gary Vee moment ever of like, dude, you hit him with the wrong question. So I'm like, in my head, every thought of like, what do I ask him? What do I ask him? What do I ask him? So yeah. And like people, like, yeah, you're thinking my heart's like beating. Like this is the guy who I've literally like followed for 6 years. Like
Yeah.
he's right here. It's New Jersey, baby. Like, let's go. Like he grew up like 15 minutes away from my house. Like this is the guy, right? And I get to Gary. I shake his hand. I asked him a question. I asked him a question about artists. So about artists coming together and creating art together. And I actually have a song on featured on coming out tonight, just to plug that real quick, as artists have to connect, man. We have to build together. And so I asked him a question. It was a layup question for him. Like it was a perfect Gary Vee question, in my opinion. And I just think it was a good question because he had an honest, obvious answer. And it was a valuable answer, I thought. So I ask him a question. We take the picture. Everything's cool. We get a bottle of wine. We come back right where I'm sitting right now. We recorded a podcast, me and my friend, for Bobcast. But so I didn't think anything of it. I posted a thing on Instagram. It gets 8,000 views. No promotion, no advertising. It just gets organically 8,000 views. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. I only have like 1,500 followers.
What was the thing on Instagram?
It was a video. It was the video of me asking him that question.
Do you still have that up?
Yeah, I can send you the link to it. And it's on my Instagram. Yeah, it's on my Instagram. That got more views than anything I ever posted, which was cool. I was like, okay, like makes sense, right? Because my audience also knows how much I like Gary Vee because I was that guy that posted on my story like all these Gary Vee videos.
Right.
So I'm sitting in class one day about 3 weeks later, and I get this notification and goes, "Yo, look at this video." He on Gary Vee's Instagram, I see an IGTV. It was the question that I asked him.
No way.
That video now has like 650,000 views on his IGTV. And it was the question that I asked him. So a lot of other people in that line didn't get posted. So I felt good. Obviously, I was like, I felt good, right? I thought I asked him a good question. If you go on that video, I can send you the link. I still have it. I replied to every single comment on that video. Gary Vee styled the fuck out of that. And I probably got another 500 followers just from those comments. So that's my whole Gary. And then, so 4 months later after that, I quit my job. And then 5 months later after that, I started Podcast Principles. So